Hey everyone, what's going on? This is not Mario. This is Yoko. I am the owner of the channel. I do the Mario impressions. I've never talked to you all directly. Today we are trying something new on the channel. I'm going to do a commentary as myself instead of the Mario voice and just kind of see how it goes. I want to see the feedback on that, see if you all like it more. So, for my first commentary, I'm doing Kirby Super Star for the Super Nintendo. Now, unlike the Mario recordings that I do live, this is a post-recording commentary, so this is all happening after the fact. So, for the first Kirby game, we are playing Spring Breeze, which is actually a remake of the Game Boy Kirby game, the original one, Kirby's Dream Land, I believe the name is. Now, we haven't done Dream Land on the channel yet. We have done Kirby's Adventure for the NES. We skipped right over the Game Boy one. Not a big deal. We will end up covering that at some point, though, I'm sure. But Kirby's Adventure is just a little bit more interesting. I thought we'd just kind of move right along. Kirby Super Star is my favorite Kirby game ever, so I figured it'd be a fun one for the first run. So, on screen, we have a fight against a mini-boss, which there are a lot of. Now, this game does something different than the previous games before it. First of all, there's a hat. Second of all, you get partners. So, when you get a bomb ability, or cutter, or beam, or anything else, if you hit the A button and you don't have a partner on the screen, a partner's generated based on the ability you have. They end up looking typically like mooks, like the normal enemies. Sometimes they look like some of the big bads, but they give you a partner that's AI controlled unless you have a second player playing, which I do not. If you have a second player playing, they can play as the partner. So, multiplayer Kirby action back before it was cool. Also, I'm going to ask you guys to ignore the vehicle noises that you may hear during the commentary. The truth of the matter is that I have a road outside my recording studio. It's very unfortunate, so please just try to ignore that. Meanwhile, Kirby's standing on a tree. Because, you know, that's how trees work. You can stand on them. Yeah! Yeah! So, this is Wispy Woods, as anyone who plays Kirby knows. He's sad and a little pathetic. That's why we beat him so easily. We would have beat him even faster had we had Bomb instead of the beam ability, but what are you gonna do? So, moving on to Stage 2 already, Float Islands. Now, I've left the cutscenes in just so, you know, you can see the cutscenes. You know. So this is just a nice little tutorial game. For those that may not be familiar with Kirby Super Star, first of all, what are you doing? Go play Kirby Super Star, because it's great. Seriously, best Kirby game. Says, you know, me. And Mario. Mario would say so too, because I can make Mario say what I want. But for those that aren't familiar, Kirby Super Star has a bunch of games within a game. So this is the first game. There's also the Gourmet Race, Dynablade, Meta Knight's Revenge, and a couple of others too. Now, the first game here, this is just a tutorial. It remakes the original Game Boy game, but really straightforward and a lot easier. Now, we'll get into it whenever we talk about the original Game Boy game later on down the road, but in the original Game Boy game, there aren't really any power-ups like we know them today. You don't eat enemies and get their powers. You eat enemies, but there's no real perk to it except for getting them out of your way. That's something that the NES game added in. So, of course, we have that here because it just makes sense to hold that over. Oh, meanwhile, Kirby wins by doing pretty much nothing. Crash is one of the best abilities. Meanwhile, the partner's just kind of spazzing about a little bit. Yeah. We were talking about the games, though. Yeah, there's just all kinds of different games in this. And let's see, we were talking about how the power-ups work, and I think that pretty well covers it, though. Okay, so moving on to Stage 3, Bubbly Clouds. We're in the sky. Because this is how clouds work. Take that, science. With all your majesty. Yeah, this is just a tutorial game right now. Pretty short, pretty straightforward. Kind of getting beat up by that cannon a lot. It happens. Ah, here's one of my favorite power-ups. Not that. Not that. There you go. The mirror ability. It's just really neat. Kirby can shoot mirror shards and make a mirror reflection of himself. It's really fun. I don't know if it appears in any other games beside Kirby Super Star, but it's my favorite Kirby ability, which is probably part of why I like Kirby Super Star so much. That and the partner ability is just really fun, and it introduced the hats, which is far more fun than what Kirby's Adventure does, where it just changes Kirby's color palette a little bit. So this guy, we'll be seeing a bit later on, he is the boss of this stage, spoiler alert. So for now, Kirby with like 1/3 of his life and Blade Knight are continuing on. Now here, what I'm trying to do, I want to get the mic ability, but I don't want to get rid of Mirror exactly, so I'm tossing Mirror over to my helper, so I can grab the mic ability, which I'm doing right now. And then we just need to traverse through these blocks, get rid of Mr. Flower, which my partner is doing. The partners are actually pretty good. They're very helpful. I accidentally did that. I didn't mean to do that, but I did want the tomato, and now I'm going to get a beating despite the fact that I'm trying to get away from him. Definitely needed the tomato, though. Onward and upwards. I'm trying to avoid getting hit right now because unlike Kirby's Adventure, you don't lose your ability when you get hit once, but you still can lose your ability, and that's bad. We don't want that. Shishka! And that takes care of him. Now what I'm doing right now, if you hit the A button, you can revert your partner back into the item, and then bring him back as the partner, and it heals him. So my partner had about 1/3 of his health left, and I just wanted to heal him up really quickly. Honestly, I probably didn't need to do it, because as we're going into the final stage, Mount DDD, he would have been healed anyway. However, I forgot. So, you know, no big deal. It doesn't really hurt anything to just do it and get it out of the way. Just, as you can see, Kirby's healed now, and he wasn't before. So this is kind of a cakewalk. We're not really going to explore this castle. There are other rooms and other abilities to get. But I'm taking Stone because that's how I usually handle this. And going straight into DDD. And the one downfall of Stone is I don't want to get hit. Luckily, my partner is very competent and very helpful. So, Kirby wins by doing pretty much nothing. Again. And we beat this game. That's all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. Very straightforward, very fast, and now we get a nice little ending cutscene. Of course, you know, Kirby got all 4 of the things. And now we're taking DDD's castle up into the sky. And there's food. The entire plot of Spring Breeze is King DDD's a horrible glutton and stole stole all of Dreamland's food. So, Kirby likes to eat. I know, surprise, shock, awe. Kirby likes to eat. Other people like to eat, so Kirby decided to be the hero and take the food back from DDD, who's being kind of a jerk and stealing it from everyone. That's the entire point of this. I believe the Game Boy game Kirby's Dream Land follows the same plot. So, Kirby's riding into the sunset with DDD's castle, letting the food rain down upon all the inhabitants of Dreamland. Which apparently includes a lot of corn. Anyone want some popcorn? And that's all there is for Spring Breeze, so we're gonna get out of that. And because that'd be a really short part, we're gonna go straight into Gourmet Race, which has some of the most popular music in the entire series. I'm sure you all are familiar with the Smash 64 remix of this song that people uploaded on YouTube years ago, where Kirby does sound effects. I can't do an impression of Kirby, otherwise I would. I could do an impression of it with Mario, but that's not why we're here. Yeah, so this is pretty straightforward. You race King Dedede. You eat food. Honestly, as long as you're kind of quick on your feet, you're gonna win. Now, there are 3 races. On the 3rd race, you're gonna see I kind of have a slip up, but we still... Well, yeah, spoiler, we still win. Because this is pretty easy. It's just something fun. This is the shortest game, like full-on game, for sure. I mean, we're already halfway through it. So down at the bottom we have the timer for the race, and then how much Kirby's eaten versus how much Dedede's eaten. You would think Dedede would have this out of his system by now because we just got done getting all the food back from him, but no. Apparently that's too much to ask. 16-bit, that was an easier time. You didn't need to worry about plot quite as much. Kirby likes food, Dedede eats food, let's race and find out who can eat more food. Of course, Kirby is a huge glutton, so of course he's gonna win. Okay, this one is interesting because there are different power-ups you can get. I'm pretty sure the bird one is the best one for this, however, I've always played it with the wheel, so that's what we're doing. You can speed along long, narrow tracks. Unfortunately, I just got smacked by spikes and did not want to recover the power-up because I'd lose time. So, I'm doing something I don't usually do in this, and I'm running it normally. Trust me, whenever you record yourself doing this for playthroughs, you run into problems that you normally wouldn't see. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time I lost the wheel. Years and years ago? It has to have been years ago. I mean, we're talking like 10 plus years. But, because we're doing a recording, things happen. That's just how it goes. Any other Let's Player that you're watching play games, same stuff. Things just kind of happen. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's really fun glitch stuff. Other times it's, you know, just looking stupid. Meanwhile, on screen, Kirby's winning a lot and has finished out. He got to the goal. So it's tallying up all the food that I ate across all 3 races. I won all 3 times. So the total score is 213 to 46. Kirby is the ultimate winner. And once again, King Dedede sucks at keeping food, and Kirby wins. 209.56. Not bad, actually. And you can play the courses individually, but I don't want to. Okay. So, before we wrap up, we're going to check out these little mini-games here. The first one is Megaton Punch. I'm just doing level 1, because honestly, I'm not that great at these mini-games. The whole point of this is you want to get that bar up to the very top, those 2 things that are circling on top of each other, and then the pendulum-style orange thing, you want to be right in the center. The closer you get, the more powerful, the more megaton-y your punch is. The more powerful your Megaton Punch is, the more punch your ton mega is? I don't know. You just want to beat the other guy. Now I'm only doing stage 1, and they're already cracking Popstar. By stage 3, you're pretty much ripping Popstar in half if you want to win. Meanwhile, it's worth pointing out in the audience, Mario and Luigi are there, and Birdo from Mario 2, along with a bunch of the Kirby mooks. So that's fun. Oh, Toad is there with them also. I always forget that he's there too. Mario and Luigi are just pretty easy to see. Okay, so we beat all 3. Not a big deal, but by the time you get to level 3, it gets very difficult. Now, Samurai Kirby is a lot like the Quick Draw game back from Kirby's Adventure, where you wait for the little thing to show up and then you hit the button faster than the opponent. If you remember the Mario run from that, we got through about 3 and then lost to King Dedede. This is kind of the same thing. And I'm only doing beginner here. Expert, we're not going to show you expert today, but it's kind of hard. Just a little bit. And I'm sure there's people out there right now going, but it's not that hard, dude. Seriously, it's really easy. Well, to you I say, I don't know. And here's King Dedede. And after Dedede is Meta Knight. Of course, you know, King Dedede cheats or something, so we're not going to get to see that. So we got 3 straight wins. Our top time was 17. King DDD clocked in at 16, which means Meta Knight would clock in even better. So as you can see, just kind of looking at the cork board real fast, there's Great Cave Offensive, Dino Blade, Revenge of Meta Knight, and Milky Way Wishes, the last 2 being blocked out right now. But that's kind of what we have to look forward to. We may do more of this. It really all depends on what you guys think. If you liked what happened here, if you liked hearing me talk about this stuff myself, then by all means, let me know. Leave a comment, hit like, subscribe for more. I'll do more of this if this is what you guys want to see. The channel's all about you guys. Mario is the main focus, but if you guys like this better, we can switch it up. So just let me know, be vocal, tell me. And until then, I will see you guys all later, probably in the next Mario part. And we'll see what we can do about more Kirby Super Star if you all like what we're doing. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye.